Rebellions are built on hope.
We like to call here A World Between Fandoms. And Oti, I don't know if you know, I've been watching Doctor Who, Oti, I don't know if you know, that's the TARDIS. That sound is the TARDIS.
I'm so happy you're watching Doctor Who.
I'm rewatching, and Oti, I'm about to pick you. So I watched till the end of Matt Smith. I know you tried watching it. It wasn't for you.
I stopped at Peter Capaldi as well.
So I watched till I think the first one of Peter Capaldi back whenever this started, and I stopped watching. I'm like, I can't go through this. I suffered too much when Matt Smith left. When
David Tennant left.
David Tennant left because he's still
devastation.
My yes, I can't do this. Doctor. And then Matt Smith left. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm out. And I said, no, I gotta do this again. So I saw it all the way, and I love this Matt Smith era more than I did the first time. The last 5 episodes are just top, some of the best. And then I started with Peter, and I'm like, I think I'm already done with season 8 or whatever his first season is. I just finished that. So yeah, I'm loving it. I still love Doctor Who. I'll see, because I wanna get caught up with everything that's going on. All right, but before we talk about, there's no Doctor Who right now. All you gotta do is Rings of Power. So Maggie, I know you said you haven't watched it, right? You watch it Monday.
I have not watched it. Don't watch it Monday.
We'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum.
I don't care.
Galadriel dies.
I've already had to read stuff about it for work, so like spoilers do not bother me.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. Ote, you remember when we did our first A World Between Fandoms? We had our confessions. I was on the fence if Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, what was kind of my favorite thing, kind of in the balance. I don't know. It's starting to tilt towards Middle Earth. This episode.
Hi, Maggie. So I have that privilege now.
So this is how it feels. I don't like that. Get out. I'm going back to my spot. Okay. There we go.
That was fantastic timing.
All right. I won't do that again.
You know what, Alberto? I'm not that huge into Lord of the Rings, and I haven't like given it the time. But I think Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are 2 franchises that are like the most similar in terms of themes and what they tackle. I think the urge is to compare Rings of Power to House of Dragons, but like if you like strip it down, they're so different. Like it's like I don't know. So I think there's a lot of crossover between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Yes. What I was trying to say before I was so rudely kicked off.
Now you know how that feels.
I know. It feels bad. I'll try not to do it. I'll probably do it next week. But this episode, man, this was a movie. This felt to me like the back half of The Two Towers and the first half of Return of the King. This is my favorite episode so far of the series. We just spent an hour and 20 minutes talking about Andor. I enjoyed this more than the 3 episodes of Andor's. I was tearing up multiple times. I watched it this morning laying on the couch after my run because I couldn't move. And I teared up again at the ending. Just Galadriel and Halbrand finally coming together for that one purpose of going back to Middle Earth. It's like, okay, it took 3 episodes, we're here. And seeing Halbrand, which I didn't like this character through the trailer. So's this guy, I don't want you here. I'm a stan now. I'm seeing him in his armor at the end. It's like, oh man, cleans up good. And then Galadriel coming in, the sun just follows her, and everyone is in awe. She's walking in with her full armor, and everyone Numenor is going to fight. Dude, I was over. And then I'm still, who's Halbrand? What's going on with him? What's going on with
Sauron? I think he's Sauron.
Oh, really? Oh,
I am convinced. Like, because I know so much of like the stuff like in the lead up to the show. Everyone kept being like, who is he going to be? And the fact that he just is suspicious. Literally every time he does anything on the show, I'm like, Sauron, that's Sauron. And just the idea of the thing that Galadriel is the most afraid of, being with her the entire time as she like, it's just, and the stuff with him looking at the forge. So like he's either going to be one of the people who helped forge the rings, or he is Sauron.
The thing,
and I think a pretty face being Sauron is like perfect twist.
Could it be like the Revan thing that he doesn't not know he's Sauron? Oh,
That's what I hope. That's
God.
because I just feel it. And also like the weird chemistry between them too. I'm like, that makes it even worse if he's Sauron. But like if he doesn't know and like something.
And who's the stranger then?
So it's too obvious. Who do you say?
The stranger.
I said-
I think the stranger is Sauron. Like that was where I was going. That he's Sauron.
I think it's too. They're kind of pushing you to think that way too easily.
Which is like then you twist it.
Yeah.
Like, haha, you thought.
Because the previous episode, this Waldreg or whatever his name is, the older guy from the village, tells Theo,
You
did
saw
you
the
see
thing?
that thing? That's Sauron. And today or yesterday, when he's having the flashback, and they pull out the debris of it, it's basically the eye of Sauron. So yeah, of course it's Sauron. He's not Sauron. And if he is, I'm gonna freaking hate it because he's with the Harfoots and Poppy singing the song, and I'm crying because family didn't make it. Dude, it's awesome, and I can't anymore.
The Hardfoots are gonna be fine because they're gonna build the Shire eventually at some time. So calm down. But
that's
but apart from Sauron, there's also Anatar, who convinces Celebrimbor to make the rings. So both can be true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
The other thing that made me think that Halbrand is Sauron was last week's episode where he gets like hassled by those guys in like the courtyard, and he just flips and he like takes them out so easily, and I was just like,
so I
that's
think
suspicious.
that's where I started loving him, just like Andor murdering someone. It's because, and who's this guy? He's on the raft. He doesn't want to do this. And then he doesn't fight. He freaking goes nuts and takes them out easily, breaks a hand. But then this episode, and yeah, like you said, he's interested in the Force. He wants to be in the guild. But then this episode, when him and Galadriel have their talk about why you're doing this, and he kind of pushes out, you don't know what I did. You don't know what happened for me to be on that raft. And he kind of moves a little bit to Adar and everything going on with the orcs, and he talks what I did to leave that to be here. You know, when these people know, and you know, you're gonna cast me out. So I think he did something because Adar is all scarred up. I think he's the one that did that to him as he's leaving. Is he Sauron? I don't know. I'm still leaning that he's one of the 9, but he could be Sauron. Oh, my nose just fell. But that ending, and I love that they didn't spend time in that council with the queen at the end when the queen summoned you. He just puts down his little pocket money that he has with his emblem, and then just picks it up and he goes straight to him in his full armor. I'm like, oh, I love you now. I don't know why, but I love you. But this episode to me was just, like they say, perfect, 10, no notes. I might be leaning to. I'm more excited if I'm told you can only watch the end of Andor or the end of Rings of Power. I'm going Rings of Power. I've seen more episodes.
So I'll just say I'm liking it way more than I was at the beginning, but I still think it's my biggest issue with it is I sometimes feel it's more focused on having you go like, oh, it's a thing from that book than like telling its story. And I think it's gotten better at it, but I still feel it's kind of struggling a little bit with that.
I'm not on the same page as you. Yeah.
Because again, I have not read the books and I've seen the movies once or twice. So a lot of it goes over my head, but not in a sense that I missed it, in the sense that like I'm not getting the story. Like I don't know where we're going.
And there's a lot of, and because of the rights that they own, because they only have the rights to the appendixes, and so there's appendices. I can never remember which is the plural and which is the single. So it makes it a little bit different because they're like filling in the blanks in between things that some people know because they've read the books, not just the Cliff Note version. So like there's a lot of different stuff to it. I do think that's where there's some breakdown and like things are a little bit different, but like they're not explaining why it's different, and like it's good. It's good.
It's good. It has not lost me at all.
Well, it's
actually gotten me more interested as I've went, because the first episode I stopped like 45 minutes in and I was like, I don't know if I like this, and then I finished it and I went to episode 2 and I was like, okay.
I
was upset with episode 2. Like Fandom Menace upset. I was like, they ruined it. But I'm fine.
I think you were here when we discussed episode 2, probably.
No, but I had not watched it.
Oh, that was right. Come on, episode 2 was great. I think I liked 2 more than. Did I? I don't remember. I get no episode one. Just that intro to episode one was just something different.
I loved episode 1.
But and also, and I love the lore more. So all those little mentions, even every time they mention whatever it is, I'm like, I've heard that before, even if I don't remember the whole backstory to it. But same with Halbrand's journey, I'm so interested in where that's going because we don't know who he is. On the other end, Isildur, which we know where his story ends, and right now he's in a place trying to prove to Elendil, who's going to be the king of Gondor, to prove his worth to go on this journey. He's like, you haven't proved it. You don't want this. To know that he's going to be the one to save everyone, or kind of save and then mess up, has me enthralled.
In a sense, I'm very interested in that story, and even like kind of distracted by it, because it's like, yeah, you're gonna play a big role in it, but you're gonna ruin everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but again, people say, "Oh, why care about Andor?" Because we know where the story is going to end. It's all that in between. That's where I am with Isildur now, with Halbrand. Halbrand again, I don't know where his story is going. Where Isildur, with Elendil, Elrond. Oh, Elrond and Durin.
Elrond's story, I'm loving that story.
Yeah. So Maggie, when you can watch it, let us know what you think.
It was good. This episode was really good. I think 3 and 4 have been great.
Yes, or 5. This was 5. 4 and 5.
Then 3, 4, and 5 have been good.
Yeah, we'll have 3 episodes left. I don't like that.
It's only 8.
Yeah.
Let's talk about House of Dragons.
House of the Dragon. Let's talk about it. The wedding. You're excited. Maggie, you hadn't seen the last episode of Rings of Power. Let you start. This episode of House of the Dragon. You came in, you didn't want to watch more Game of Thrones. You were burned by season 8.
Oh my God.
So
I was so
memes.
burned by season 8. I was so mad at season 8. I was like, I'm never watching anything Game of Thrones again. I'm done. It's over. I was mad about Jaime Lannister. I was mad about what they did with Daenerys. Like, I was mad. And I'm still mad. I actually was watching like Jamie content a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm still mad. I'm so sorry what they did to you, but I am watching House of Dragon now. So yeah, I was not wanting to watch it. I was like editing articles about it. I was like, whatever, this seems stupid, whatever. And I saw Matt Smith with his haircut, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And I was like, maybe I'll watch it. And then I saw some memes, and I like wanted to understand the context of the memes. So, because I don't like being on the outside looking in. And like one of my friends was like, I think you'd like it. And I was like, and then I heard there's like controversial ships. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch. And yeah, so I watched the first episode like on a Saturday, and then binged the three other episodes on the Sunday before the wedding episode. I'm hooked. I'm reading fanfic about it. I'm like looking at TikToks about it. I'm sending like memes. Like I'm all in. I'm hooked. And it was Matt Smith with the stupid blonde hair. I made it through all of Matt Smith as the Doctor without ever becoming a fan of Matt Smith. I'm a fan of him, but I wasn't like, ooh, Matt Smith.
All the Matt Smith from Doctor Who. That's where he became famous.
I know who he is.
So, Oti, we didn't get a chance to talk about episode 4, but episode 5.
We haven't talked at all. We talked about the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, and we don't have time to go back.
No. I'm loving the show. Like it reminds me so much of the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, which I think are just perfection.
The best.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's not dipping. Every episode has been consistent, and I'm very happy with it. I love the very complex characters we're dealing with. Like, I love Viserys, but I'll never forgive him for what he did in episode 1. But he's a character that every scene he has with Rhaenyra, I'm just like, oh my God. And Daemon is a horrible human being, but I love him.
Yes.
Every time he shows up, I'm like, yes, like more Daemon. And what is he gonna do? But he's horrible. He's a horrible person.
I'm so excited for tomorrow because like he's a girl dad, and I'm like, I cannot wait for that. I like looking at the pictures. I'm like, I love a good girl dad that was like super horrible, but like loves his daughters.
Yeah. Viserys. Oti, I said the only thing I not hated, but my only complaint about the first episode was Viserys. Patty, I didn't see him as Viserys. He's won me over. I love him as the king. He's great in this role. He tries to die every 5 minutes and they don't let him. keeps coming back.
He's rotting away. Poor
So
man. He looks
disgusting.
grayscale, right? Like that's what
No,
it's called, right?
I think it's not. At first I did, but I don't think he has grayscale. He looks worse than Palpatine on Exegol. Like he's like yeah.
Oh man, he just wants to just let me go and no more drama. People don't let him.
Or is it it's the throne poisoning him, right? Because he's not a good king. It's rejecting him.
Oh,
because he's gotten cut like twice, and they had to cut his fingers off, and then like the rest of him
it's getting like infected. Yeah.
So the throne's rejecting him.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So for this episode,
he's the kind of guy like Westeros constantly rejects because he's someone who desperately wants to do the right thing, but he doesn't know how to balance that with being a king, and that's gonna be his downfall.
Yeah.
But I love how the episode starts with him going to, I forget the name of the place, or going to visit Velaryon, the sea snake over there. And I love, he's the king of the 7 kingdoms, and there's no one there to greet him because he's burned Velaryon so many times. I'm not gonna go. But then he's so prideful that I'm still the king. I'm not gonna sit down every time. Oh, just take a seat. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm not gonna sit down. I'm the king. I'm in charge. So I love, that's what, okay, Viserys, I got you. He falls down when he gets back to King Landing, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But just the entrances to this wedding or this reception, everyone, just costume design, music.
The costume design is insane.
So good.
And look at me talking. The hair, Rhaenyra's hair with all the gems. It's like, oh, what am I talking about hair here? It's like, oh, it's gotta be good.
I know it's good because I never pay any attention to any of this, and I'm like, oh my god, look at the dress.
Yeah. Well, we have her come in, and then all the Velaryon and his son, all of them come in with a great entrance. Everyone just poised like the adult version of Goblet of Fire in Harry Potter when all the houses are coming. It's just oh, this is. And then Daemon goes in. No one stands up. No one cares, and it's like. Besides, like, just get him a chair.
Get him a chair.
Yeah.
Then this guy.
Every single week, Damon's like, "Oh, remember when you guys like exiled me or anything? Anyways, I'm rolling up.
Yeah,
I got my invite.
My wife died, and now I want all of her kingdom that you were gonna give her. I'm gonna be there next week. I hope to see you there." And he's like, "Oh crap, I'm the next. I'm dead now." And then of course, Alicent, the queen, comes in with her green dress. Gorgeous. I didn't know. I'm like. That green dress has to mean something. And then, of course, they cannot tell you banners. They're calling banners to war. And then her family says, oh, we're with you. She's like, oh, she's done with this shit because freaking Kristen Cole couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Oh, my God. That scene. Like, she's like, so do you know the rumors of, yes, we slept together. We did. Yes. She and I, Kristen Cole and Rhaenyra Targaryen, yes.
It took me 20 minutes to get my armor
and then
on.
she wouldn't run away from me because literally nothing she said to me would have indicated that she abandoned her dragons, and I got mad. So, anyways, let's ruin her together.
Even Alicent was like, "Bro, what? Like, keep your
And then Alicent was like, "Well, anyways, I can use this to further my ends."
Yeah, I'm here with freaking.
This just fell on my lap.
With Palpatine melting away, and you're banging two of the hottest people in Westeros. I don't like this. And then the other guy, the Knight of Kisses, has to also try to. I know your secrets. You're dead.
But also, he was like so friendly about it. He's like, "Hey, we got our backs," and he's like, "I'm gonna destroy your face."
When that happened,
Poor Joffrey.
Yes, if you're Joffrey,
it's really bad to be named Joffrey and at a wedding. Yep. It's just like not a good omen.
Nope.
When Joffrey went to him and said that, and you can see in his face, he's not liking it. I said, at some point, Kristen Cole is going to do something against his character. At the end of the season, two seasons from now, something's going to happen. He's going to flip. It took him 10 minutes. You don't dance with my lover or whatever and get away with it. And he freaking went nuts.
He destroys his face.
Oh, ew.
What's funny is, so he's Dornish, and I was laughing. I was like, this is why Pedro Pascal's character gets his head bashed in the future. Just bad vibes from Dorne. This is payback.
Yeah. Tried to kill himself. Alicent said, no.
Keep your cool, man.
Yeah.
You're being heroic.
Just let him die.
I was nervous.
He's like, the way everyone was like, Kristen Cole is an incel.
Yeah.
I was nervous because I know where his story goes a little bit, so I was like, wait, they're gonna kill him?
I don't.
I know. I was like, this is not right. And then
Spoiler alert, it gets worse.
It gets so much worse.
I hate him.
So this is where I'm glad I haven't read anything Game of Thrones, because everything is going to be a surprise for me. Okay. I know nothing.
Okay. So anyways, I really like we got a nice little breakbone scene. I loved Harwin stepping up. Harwin's strong, my man. Cannot wait for more tomorrow.
He's the one that just broke the fight up. Yeah. Oh, I love when, I guess the hand kind of just gave him a nod and said, okay, and just yeah.
He's great. Watch him with great interest.
That scene was great, by the way, because I was like so confused. I was like, what's going on? Who's fighting with whom? Like, what's happening? It was wonderfully directed. I thought it was Damon, like doing Damon things, but he was like, no, it wasn't me. And I was,
he literally left. He was like, peace out, I'm done.
You're not putting this on me this time. I've been banned too many times. But I love when Damon goes to Rhaenyra and starts, what are you doing? Hey, he's a great guy, but he's going to boy you, and just grabs her. And she's like, oh, well, take me. And the Viserys like,
then marry me. If your wife's dead, then why are we here? Why don't you fight everybody here? That's why I thought it was going to be him fighting, because she was like, why don't you just take everybody then?
I just love Rhaenyra because she always calls him out, because he's like the big man. I'm going to do the thing like, yeah, you're going to have to kill everyone. Do it right now. Do it. And he's like, I'm not going to do it.
And Viserys is over here like, in front of my chicken?
Oh,
it was the same thing with the egg. Like, hey, if you want the throne, kill me right now. Do it. And he's like, no, you're not gonna.
And he was like, here's the egg. Like, he's so whipped by her. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, tomorrow's episode we got the time jump. Yes. New actors come in, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So yeah, House of Dragons going great. All the pictures
look so good.
Yeah. She-Hulk, Oti.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. All right.
Yep. I will eventually.
I gave up on episode 2. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So I said here the first 3 episodes, I was like, The last 3 I've enjoyed, because I know it's just a 30-minute comedy, and yeah, She-Hulk's there. Everything else I love, and I've enjoyed this last few episodes for what they are.
I will see it at some point, but
I figure I'll end up binging it once it's all out. But like as it currently stands, I have 30 minutes I can spend doing other things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. All right, so that kind of does it for our Rebel Thoughts. Next week we'll have a lot to talk about, plus Cassian Andor episode 4. Maggie, always a pleasure having you here. Can't let it be too far again. We got a bunch of Harry Potter books coming out, so I'm sure we'll talk at some point about them. You're writing a lot for Collider, so people can see all your work there. You have your own movie review site, Millennium Falcon. Yes. Anywhere else people can follow you or anything you're working on? I have a link tree in my bio on Twitter, so if you follow me on Maggie of the Town, you can find all of my various pursuits there. But yeah, I'm primarily at Collider, where I do all of my editing of the news. All right. Thank you again for being here. Oti, I know what you say, but where can people find you? Down there, Twitter and Instagram, same handle. And I'm here every Saturday talking Star Wars and World Between Fandoms. So yeah. Plus, you have your own two other podcasts. Yeah, go over here on Twitter and you'll learn everything about me. All right. Next time, I won't ask. Next time, I'll just do my own sign off. Which again, if you're watching this, you know where to find me. But at Radio Rebel Pod on Twitter, Instagram. We're here every Saturday. We'll be back next week with episode 4 of Andor. Our guest, I believe, is going to be Rachel from Followers of the Force. After that, I'm going to find someone else. I think Norhal. I'm going to ask Nor if she'll come up for that one. And then Mo will be here most likely for episode 5. And then a bunch of other guests. All right. So thank you again, Maggie, for joining us today. Thanks to everyone that was here. Forgot to put my music on. That's not it. Sorry. I messed it on my outro. It doesn't matter. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. Be safe. May the Force be with you. Oti, wash your neck. Thank you.